A new MonsterVerse game has just been announced, Kong Survivor Instinct, and you're probably wondering what the story is going to be after watching a pretty exciting trailer. Well, here on What If Kaiju, I'm going to go over all the details that we know of the game, and then detail what I think the story beats will be. I'm GrayShot151, and let's dive on in. Taking place after Godzilla vs. Kong, Kong Survivor Instinct by 7 Levels, a smaller developer based out of Poland, focuses on a lone father named David, an oil worker in search of his daughter who will risk everything to venture into Titan-infested territory to save her. Now, the reason the Titans are on the warpath seems to be the return of Jonah, the ruthless antagonist of Godzilla King of the Monsters. It seems he has access to a new Orca device titled, and I kid you not, Orca Sigma, attracting titans like Tiamat and Abaddon, the latter being a massive spider titan sharing some similarities to the Skullcrawlers. So based off the Steam page and hints throughout the trailer, what do I foresee the story being about? Well, I think the daughter is most likely involved with Jonah's group. Speaking of, my guess is Jonah is attracting destroyer-type titans like Tiamat to achieve what he believes is the natural order. King Ghidorah was in many ways the perfect candidate to achieve his war goals, but with the dragon's death and the theft of his skull by Apex, he seems to be attempting to find another titan to usurp the natural order. Perhaps like the Mutos, Abaddon's spawn, which we see attacking David, is the key to Jonah's master plan, having them swarm the earth and return it to a natural order. One thing that is definitely going to throw a wrench into Jonah's plan is Kong, who I'm guessing is attracted either unintentionally with the Orca from the Hollow Earth, or intentionally by the main character to give himself a fighting chance. Gut instinct is on the former, which leads me to how this would fit into canon. So long as Godzilla and Kong don't cross paths, this should mostly fit. My guess is this game will take place in the span of a day or two, ensuring that it's not enough time for Godzilla to get to this location. And if he does, my guess is it'll be a cameo like the horizon glowing in an ominous blue, as to not interfere with the canon. Kong, not wanting another round with the King of the Monsters, would then return to the Hollow Earth via a portal, ending the game with the main character's reunification with his daughter. Now for the gameplay, it seems like a standard 2.5D platform action-adventure game, with enemies ranging from Jonah's men, to Abaddon's spawn, to Abaddon himself. The latter really making me reminisce about Limbo. You'll also be able to influence other titans, most impressively Kong, who I assume will help keep the biggest titans off your back, like Tiamat and Abaddon. Now, for my personal opinions on the trailer, there is a bit that has me worried, though a lot that has me excited. The shooting mechanics didn't impress me all that much, and the voice acting was okay. Also, I'll be very surprised if they can get Charles Dance back for this small game. It would be a welcome surprise, but I think the smaller scale of this game really does hint that it'll be someone that sounds like him. On that same note, 7 Levels doesn't seem to be a major developer. It seems to be a very small studio, so I wouldn't go into this game expecting AAA level graphics or gameplay. It very much seems like a small studio doing its best with an IP. Hopefully it'll just be better than the last foray we saw with Kong. And on that note, the platforming I actually thought looked good, especially when Abaddon was attacking the main character. It should lead to very thrilling and exciting sequences in the game if they can replicate that multiple times. Also, the environmental destruction I liked, though the environment in itself did look very generic. I don't know where this game takes place. Based on road signs, it looks to be like Jacksonville, Florida, but again, the autumn leaves and standard 3D models really doesn't give me much confidence in that guess. If you told me this took place in, let's say, like Chicago, I wouldn't really be all that surprised. Though excluding the destruction, I will say the monster design looks good for Abaddon, and if we do get Tiamat and other titans in this, being Jonah's plan to invite destroyer-type titans to cause damage and Kong has to stop them, I think this will be an exciting game, especially for MonsterVerse fans. Hopefully they can cram in a lot of lore or other tidbits that Legendary will allow. Two very quick things I want to bring up. First off, that most of the information I was able to pull was actually off an old Steam page that was quickly updated after the launch of the game. I think 7 Levels released too much information, or at least in their minds they did. So I'm now going to post the full Steam description that I was able to snap very early on, and a special thanks to Godzilla Guy, who actually did a stream right after this, was able to capture the Steam page on his stream so I could relay it to you here. So if you enjoy this information, enjoy this content, also go check out his reaction to the release of the trailer and the Steam page earlier on the 19th of August. My final note is that Abaddon, while appearing in this game, might not necessarily die by the end. We know that Tiamat appears after this in Godzilla x Kong. She does die in that film, but ultimately she does not die in this game. With that being said, there is a chance that Abaddon also lives to see another day, and if he does live, perhaps it'll be in a sequel to this game if it is good, if it does meet our expectations, and is successful. So yeah, that really sums up my thoughts on Kong Survivor Instinct and my thoughts on how the story will develop and what else we could possibly see. If you found this informative, please leave a like or subscribe. I'm just starting this channel and every little bit of support helps. Speaking of what ifs though, a new MonsterVerse centered what if shall be releasing within the next few weeks, and I'm really just waiting for the banner artist to finish up. He's creating what will be the standard format for most of my banners going forward. I hope you guys enjoy it. Until my next video releases in the next few weeks, or until next time when I probably will take a look at this again when there's some more gameplay, I'm GrayShot151 of What If Kaiju, excited to see how this game turns out, and I'll catch you all next time. Until then, later.